What's going on, y'all? I just wanted to talk a little bit about on how I think Teofimo Lopez is slowly ruining his career. Now, I like Teofimo Lopez. I think he's a pretty good fighter, but I also do think that he is an inconsistent fighter. I've said time and time again, and a lot of big commentators and boxing analysts have said that Teofimo Lopez fights sometimes like he's sparring, and sometimes he fights like he's a world champion. Now, if you look at the course of Teofimo Lopez's career and some of the big opportunities that he's had for these big time fights, like, for example, Devin Haney has sent him an offer and Teofimo Lopez had turned it down. He also just had a huge opportunity for him to fight Subriel Matias, and he ended up going in a different direction and not taking the Subriel Matias fight. Well, actually, he took the Subriel Matias fight and then decided to go in a different direction. Now, you ask me, and hell, even Bob Arum has said it himself, he felt that with the Subriel Matias fight could have been the biggest opportunity of his career, to not only to make a statement, but for it to be his biggest payday of his career. If we look at Teofimo Lopez's biggest payday of his career, that was versus Josh Taylor, where he had earned $2.3 million and sold over about 900K pay-per-view buys. Over 900K pay-per-view buys. Now, if he were to went through with the Subriel Matias fight, in my opinion, he could have been on pace to earn probably close to $4 million. And if we're talking Lopez and Matias, I'd even give these guys 1 million pay-per-view buys, probably 1.5 pay-per-view buys, in my opinion, because we're talking Lopez and Matias. This is how big this fight would have been if he would have went through with this. But he decided to go in a different direction. So now this right here is ruining opportunities for him in the future to fight and fry some of the bigger fish that he's looking to fry. For example, Lopez has called out Terrence Crawford 1,000,001 times. Now, Terrence Crawford is one of those fighters who pays attention to people that call him out. Now, Terrence Crawford is also one of those people who has entertained Teofimo Lopez call-outs for shits and giggles. And seeing as how Teofimo Lopez decided to go in a different direction, with Terrence Crawford, he is not even going to bother looking in Teofimo Lopez's direction, because pretty much what Terrence Crawford is saying in his mind is that if he's not going to fight Matias, or hell, if he didn't even want to fight Devin Haney, what makes him think that he could step in the ring with someone like me? That's what Terrence Crawford is pretty much saying in his mind right now. What makes Lopez think that he could step inside the ring with me? And rightfully so. Because I'm thinking the same thing. If he can't beat or fight any of those guys, there's no reason for you to bark up someone like Terrence Crawford's tree. Period. But here's the thing. Lopez has a very big opportunity here to redeem himself. He has an offer from the Saudis for a 3-fight deal. Now, No opponents have been revealed or picked out, and no contracts have been presented to Teofimo Lopez. But here's the thing. If he decides to go through with this 3-fight deal, these 3 fights have got to be heavy hitters. The reason why I'm saying that is because if they're not heavy hitters, no one is really going to take Teofimo Lopez very serious moving forward in his career. Like I had said before, Terrence Crawford is really only going to look to fight someone like Teofimo Lopez if it benefits him. If Crawford feels like Teofimo Lopez is not going to benefit him by fighting him in any way, he's not going to fight him. And as far as what I'm seeing right now, it's not going to benefit Terrence Crawford in any way, shape, or form by fighting Teofimo Lopez. But what I'm trying to say is, if he wants the opportunity to fight some of these guys, he has got to take those bigger fights for these other guys to start taking him more serious and to also earn bigger paydays. But like I said, this is more or less Teofimo Lopez just getting in his own way. And when he decides to get out of his own way, that is when he'll start to climb up the ladder a bit more. Like I said, Teofimo is not a bad fighter. He's not a bad fighter, but he is inconsistent. And like I had said before, if he wants bigger and better opportunities, he's got to fight bigger and better fighters. Period. Really all it is. But that's all I have for today, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, leave your thoughts and comments below, and I will catch y'all next time in the next video. Alright? Peace.